Hello, people. I hope we're all doing well. Evening, Roland. Evening, Jez. How are you, mate? Yeah. Well, I think it can be one of the streams where we agree to disagree, like Ronald and I have already done. But I get it. Evening, Rich. How you doing, mate? Thank you for being a member. I just want to bring this up quickly before we start it. I don't think he's ever in my lives, but I'm gonna just make this very clear. If Big Al Capone keeps putting in the chat comment section about Sam Allardyce, or if you see it, please get him to stop. I am sick to death of seeing Sam Allardyce's name every time we lose. That we need to bring him in as manager. It's doing my chuffing head in. And I'm getting to the point where I will ban. And I don't ban people very often. And I don't want to ban someone over something as stupid as Sam Allardyce's name. But it's doing my absolute head in. Sam Allardyce, good manager. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think he's the man we need right now. We got the man in. So if you see it, just tell him that the content creator have told you to give up. Because had enough of seeing it. Do me head in. Right, now we've got that out of the way. Mental health check-in. How are we all doing? I hope you're all doing well. I don't know how long I'm going to go tonight just because I am not feeling great. I got a big, massive headache, which I can't seem to shift at the minute. And it generally really hurts. And to be fair, we got a busy week with lives this week. We got a live stream tomorrow. We got live stream Wednesday. We got live stream Thursday. Think we're okay on Saturday a year ago. Burnley will transfer. Yeah, I agree. I think you're right there, Rich. I think the annoying thing about Saturday with the way we conceded the goals, they were sloppy. They were really sloppy and really. I don't want to bag on a player, but Valerie got a mistake in, and we're seeing a lot of that happen a couple of times now. And I really want us to not get on player backs, but he had got a mistake in him quite a lot of times that we've seen so far. But here's the thing, like I've seen some of the stuff this weekend on Twitter with Kabachi. People saying Kabachi's not that good, he's rubbish, I don't get it. But there were people who were saying that Valentine wasn't that good when he first came in, and it took him about middle of the year to get up to speed with the championship. Once he got up to speed with the championship, he did a lot better. And I think us as fans, we really need to understand that this is a rebuild and a transitional season with Danny having his first full season in charge. And he's going to make mistakes, Danny. It's his first real season in charge. As much as he kept us up last season, this is his first one where it's all on him. He's not someone else's team he's having to play with. This is his team. This is his coaches. So, annoyingly, though, in that game, we actually played some really good football. Need to be okay for tomorrow and Friday. Yeah. Thing is, I will be annoyed if we don't get something from tomorrow or Friday because I think they are very winnable games. I went into the Burnley game going, it's a free hit. If we get something fantastic, I'd take a draw and get a point. But Burnley are very well organised. We saw that. And the thing is, we've had chances. Our XG is up there. It's like 10.28 and Burnley's is 12. The difference is when they get a chance, they bury them. They 100% bury them. They take their chances. And you can tell we've got a player in Ugbo who hasn't found his confidence yet for us. I love to see McNeil play. I don't know why McNeil's not got a game yet, but we might see more of that happen these next couple of weeks. Just because rotation is going to be key. Because we're getting into more games where it's Saturday, Tuesday. So you're going to have to see the rotation of the squad. And that could be perfect to someone like Ingleson. We spoke about how some of us said we want to see Ingleson play well a bit more. And I think Ingleson did well when we played Coventry, when he was playing on the left-hand side. I thought he did really well and he got crosses into the box. And the thing is, if you look at most of the goals we scored last season with Ugbo, a lot of them came from Masaba, or when we had Provider fit, they came from balls into the box as a poacher standing in the right time. We haven't done that yet. We really haven't done that yet for him. I don't think we're playing him in the right position. He's being played as someone who's holding the ball up, and I don't think that's his game. I think he worked better if he got someone at the side of him to link up with, and I hope Danny changes it a little bit to help him with that. The only sign at this time that is don't try getting rich. The only signing at this time is Ugbo. Similar player to Lowe, who we already signed before. We spent 3 million. I hope him. I think the thing is, I think Lowe came in because he was a free. He was a free agent, and it was someone we were going to bring in. Now, what I noticed with Lowe, most of the places when he was at Swansea, he played more of a left wing cut inside. I'd like to see him do that. When he had come on and played, he'd done really well. And I think he's gunning for a start tomorrow. I won't lie. I generally think Lowe is gunning for a start tomorrow. Ugbo's a weird one. There were some people who say don't sign him in the summer because he's not got a great record. But this is someone who Danny wanted. So Chansiri's done what people have said they wanted him to do, which is back Danny and get Danny who he wants. Danny got who he wants, and it's just not started to click yet. And you get that sometimes once a player comes in. The difference between Wilkes and Ugbo, when we got Wilkes in, we were going on past stuff that he'd done for other clubs and never really got a tune out of him. Unlike Ugbo, we already seen what he could do in a Wednesday and how he could play. And he was a change as the team when he came in. He helped. He got goals. I think for me, the problem is that I think he's snatching at chances. I think you can tell he's a player that's not got confidence in it because he's snatching at a lot of chances. There were a couple of times in the Burnley game where you think he just makes that quick run like he did last season. He's a bit more in pace and he's in. But the chance he had versus Burnley, it was a good chance. He didn't take a good opportunity from it. But you actually look at it. If you look at stats, we weren't that bad in terms of stats. I think we kind of matched them for it, to be fair. I think if I check the game from the weekend, hang on a minute. I think that was pretty even when it came to shooting. Let me just see here. Match stats. Here we go. Yeah, 13 shots. We only had 3 on target. They had 6. They had 14 shots and 6 on target. We had 8 shots off target. They had 7. 2 shots blocked, 1 shot blocked for them. I agree with you. You said about Crosser, but Danny doesn't play like that. We have to have tasking midfield players. I think when we've seen Savante, Ingolson, and we've seen a little bit with Kabashi, there are times where they do cross it in, but I just don't think they've all got that ability to just cut inside. It'll be interesting to see what team he pick. But you're right, Danny doesn't seem to like play with crosses, which is weird, considering where Ugbo got most of his goals from last season. They were from crossing opportunities. Granted, like someone said, a lot of them came from the likes of Pervader and stuff. Yeah, the scoreline probably flattered Burnley a bit. They're a very good side most of the time. So no, I don't think there was any disgrace from Wednesday. I think there were some people who went off the deep end a little bit after that game and were like, we should be doing a lot better than this. But Burnley are a good team, very well organised. I think this week's games are the ones I want to see a performance and see that performance to get 3 points. Like, we've got a really good opportunity to get 3 points at home, and then you look at the points away from home about Pompey on Friday. So it'll be interesting. I think we're looking more for the overlap fullback. Yeah, I can see that. You can see that this season. You've seen Johnson do it a couple of times. You've also seen Valentine really cross over well and get forward, and he's been really good. I think Valentine, I can understand why he was so pissed off to get taken out of that game on Saturday, because he was playing really well. 17 people watching, 7 likes. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. If you don't mind, everything does help. But need to get Gas Man and Masava to provide more. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Masava's seemed a little bit... He's not been up the races yet. Gassama, when he played really well. I think Gassama out of the two has had the better start to the season. Masava's just not got going yet, and I don't know why. But he did take a while to get going last season. And I don't know if some of our players can sometimes be a bit of a... take until the middle of the season to get going, and then they really get going. And when you're in the position we're in, we want to start from the front. And for me, I think there's a lot of talk about Bailey. Ronald made a good point about it, about bringing him back. And I've seen a lot of people saying, call back Bailey back in January. He may get called back. Danny might see what he's doing and go, I need goals, call him back, get him in the first team. That might be something he does. The thing is, I worry that we bring him back and then he doesn't play week in, week out like he is right now. And the thing is, we need him to play week in, week out for his development. I just don't want him to come back and then be sat on the bench and then come on like the 60th minute and then play. I want him to get a full season. There seems to be a communication issue up front, though. We have Gassam and Masava low, all kind of brilliant, but no end products. It's no wonder Ubbo looks inefficient. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. It does seem like what I noted with Gassam and Masava low, you can tell they are all trying to go for the goal. They're so used to cutting inside and going for goals. So when it doesn't happen, it takes a while. Agreed. Let the lad get 30. Okay. Yeah. Cheers, Chef. Chef Cam. I hope you're well, mate. I've seen the whole thing about him coming back, and I just don't want his development to go while he's doing well and scoring, because you bring him back too early, and it could stifle him. I think you let him go, have a full season in League One, playing well, playing week in, week out, and you see what happens. Because if we come to January and we're still not scoring, we can still then go out and get a lone striker like we did with Ubbo, or maybe we cash in on one of our strikers and bring in another one. Myth O'Neill? McNeil. Myth. Do you mean McNeil, Ronald, or do you mean O'Neill? I think McNeil needs the chance. I generally think McNeil needs a chance. He looked good in cup games, and it does feel like he's been brought in as one for the future, but I am very shocked that we've not seen him play a league game yet. I think McNeil's really good. Hey, Punk, I haven't been on up to date since the last few streams and YouTube videos, so how have we been? Last couple of games before the break were fantastic, Robert. We managed to get a decent amount of points and went into the international break in a good position. We probably went into that international break with a lot of momentum, which was slightly annoying for us because then we lose it coming back. Played Burnley at the weekend, 2-0, but I don't think it was that bad a game. I don't think it was a 2-0. I don't think it was a 2-0 game. I think a 0-0 would have been a better goal line, but we just gifted them 2 goals. Valerie for both for me. I have made my point about Beadle. I like Beadle a keeper. I just hate modern day keeping. I hate this whole thing of parrying the ball. And you can see that a lot of attacking midfielders, a lot of attacking forwards, they will look for that parry more and more. And the more he parries, the more we're going to have issues of people knowing that part of his game plan. And I'm from a school of you take it in at your chest, or you try and get 2 hands on it, or you try and catch it from across. I'm not one for seeing punching. I'm not one for parrying, but that's modern day goalkeeping, and it is what it is. But I think McNeil needs a chance. Generally, I do. When we've seen him play in cup games, he's looked good. He looks like he's in the right places. I generally don't know what it is yet. Maybe he gets a start versus Swansea. Maybe Danny goes, right, you're starting versus Swansea up top with Jamal Lowe. And we do that. It's a weird one. McNeil does feel like a little bit of a weird one. I did hear a rumour that someone said that they weren't too sure about him now they brought him in. But then I heard it was like from someone that knew someone who worked at a car valet place who spoke to Henrik, who took his car in, and it was like, okay, if it's one of them, we'll see. But for me, he is, mate. He's on loan from Brighton. He's not ours, but we have got a really good young keeper in our academy stroke first team who is going to be one for the future. I can guarantee you that he's definitely going to be one for the future to look into because he's a very good keeper, but he is on loan. I generally think next season, our 13 keeper should be Pierce Charles. Generally, I think it should be Pierce Charles with the way he's going. I don't think we need to look for another one. I know there'll be some people might be like going, maybe you put him out on loan, but I think you put him out on loan this season in January, let him have half the season on loan, and then you then go and get Pierce Charles in on his. You put him in. You make that his way to do. I generally think that's the way to do it. I think it makes more sense to let Pierce Charles be number one next year. Yes, I agree. Put us under too much pressure goals. Yeah, that's the thing. I think the reason why keepers parry it now is to try and get in a quicker counter attack. And evening, you had a good win at the weekend, didn't you, mate? Ian, mate, I do read somewhere that McNeil has a cocky attitude, so maybe it's not what Danny likes in a play. Maybe we just need to don't see him that often. It could be a case that he got a cocky attitude, but that's how you deal with it. It was always said McNeil one for the future. It was. You're right. It was. He's on a 4-year deal. Ian and John, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. You had a good win at the weekend. Bailey scoring against you, and by the sounds of the 72 review show, Sue said Bailey putting in a good tackle. But yeah, it's an interesting one. We need to start scoring. We need to start scoring, and we need to start conceding silly goals like we're doing. But it'll come with time. It'll come with time. And the thing is, I think there's enough football to be played where it will come. But it's one of the things, you look at last season, our season properly started to kick on in November. I think once you got rid of this last international break, I think a lot of teams will eventually start kicking on because they know they're not going to have that bit in between where he stops. Pato. So Pato, I think Pato basically been told that he's a squad player this year. I think Pato generally been told he's one of those squad players, comes on off the bench and stuff like that. The problem is that everyone's trying to find an angle at the minute. Why we're not playing this player? Why we're not playing that player? And for me, Pato got to have an eye on January a little bit because I think he will want to start playing games. And I think maybe there's been something said that if you're still not playing in January, you can get by January you can go. But the thing is, we're now going to start seeing maybe Pato, maybe McNeil, maybe Savante play a bit more because we're going to have Tuesday, Saturday. This is where we are going to have the need for rotation. I agree with PC, as long as Harmer fit and he can stay fit. Yeah, I agree. Took his goal well, but didn't have a sniff after that. Not his fault. We had like 78% possession, so difficult for. Fair enough. Your goal was interesting, mate. Bobby Madley with the assist a little bit, but I'm in two minds. He just got in the way of the players' eyesight, really, and it was a fantastic counter. That lad you got is rapid. He's absolutely rapid. Yeah, more fixtures equal more opportunity for Pato McNeil. Exactly. I think the more fixtures you had, the more you're going to see people like Pato McNeil start getting into game. Maybe Sean Fuser. Maybe start seeing them get more of a run in and a look at where we are. Because one of the things we can say from last season, the big thing we had was we didn't have the depth. We didn't have the depth. We were always having to play players who looked absolutely knackered on a Tuesday night because they played a Saturday night, and they haven't had much recovery time. And I think that's something we have to take on board with us at the minute. We got a better squad in terms of depth, which we didn't have last season. 26 people watching, 9 likes up people. If you remember, there's an EASC video, there's a trucking video, and there's going to be there should be a vlog up soon, or a general chit-chat sit-down video as well. Quite likes Savento, the left attacking against code, puts himself about, causing problems. Also, with us not going many in open play this long. Yeah, I thought that was Sante's best game. I generally thought that was Ingleson's best game for us in a Wednesday shirt. He got about a lot. He's very physical. He's actually something we don't have currently in our side. A lot who starts is a physical presence, because he's very physical and he will not get bounced off the ball. I think Shay Charles is good at that as well. I think they're really good at that. I don't want to jinx it. I'm not reading the last bit then, Jez, but I agree with you. It's mad. It's a mad season. We gain congestion until the next international break, then get worse, so the squad will be used. I agree, Rich. I do agree. Ian in town, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Ash, I couldn't like your content. It's very good, isn't it, mate? He got a very good way of doing it, and we all get on in the community. Would you use Pato to help bring Ugbo to scratch and build? Possibly. That could work, actually. If you actually have Pato doing more of the pressing and then having Ugbo ready to pounce on the chances, that's not a bad shout, actually, Ronald. That's not a bad shout at all, actually. Get Pato to do the pressing work while Ugbo can get the chances afterwards. You know what? That's not a bad chance. Yeah, the ref got in the way 4 times in the game. He was shocking, but a win at the end of the day and got you tough. Yep, agree. Well, it's Bobby Madley. Bobby Madley's the shite ref. He's not the best referee in the world. Let's be honest. Find me a championship team that like Bobby Madley, and you won't. Bobby Madley's just awful. I hate him. Let me just check the Sheffield Wednesday website a minute. So there should be. I want to see who our ref is for the next game. That center. Who's our ref? 1 hour. Final starts scores. Once again. See. 50. Feel a bit for Philpo, working hard, maybe too hard, maybe needs a bit of an old goal bog lining. Yeah, maybe. That's not a bad shit. Matthew Doahue is the referee for our game. So let's have a look. How's he done this season? Have a look. I want to see how he's done this season. It's not one. Yeah, he's putting himself away. He's putting himself about, and that's what you want from him. Because if he keep doing what he's doing, he will get that goal. It's like what Danny said in the game. He will score. He will score. He will get a goal. Didn't Over go for a similar time? He did. He did, mate. He did go for a similar time at Cardiff, and they came towards and started doing well. So, right. So the referee at the week on Tuesday. Bloody hell, he card happy. Right. 5 against Luton Burnley. 5 against Middlesbrough Pompey. 2 against Palace Norwich. 5 against Derby Cardiff. Preston Blackburn 9 and 2 red cards. Pompey versus Sheffield United 5 yellows, and then 5th of October 4 yellows. Jesus Christ, okay, that's interesting. Gonna have to be on IA game then. This lad likes the cards. and that's 7 games in. 7 games refereeing, he's done 35 yellows and 2 reds. Jesus. But Smith played okay, you know. That chance at the end was difficult. More cards than my 5 play. Yeah, exactly. So no silly tackles. No silly tackles and no mouthing off on Tuesday night, lads, because he seems like he's 1 for a card. Generally seems like he's 1 for a card. And I don't want to see us have any silly yellows or reds or someone suspended. It's not worth what we're trying to do. I will be ending this stream a little bit early tonight just because I am not feeling great and I haven't had my dinner yet. And our lass is starving. So we will see. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I will be interested to see what we do in this game. I think Swansea's a good test as well. Swansea has not been great. If you go for the form, if you go for previously, we have not done well. 2021, it was a 2-0 loss. Then 2023, we lost 3-0. And then in March, we lost. It was a 1-1. They won 6. We've won 1, 7 draws. And if you look at the run-in, we both lost at the weekend. We beat Coventry. They drew versus Stoke. We drew versus Bristol. They lost versus Sheffield United. They drew versus Bristol. We beat West Brom. We lost versus Luton. They won versus Coventry. So it's interesting. Suggestion for all, check out the Sunday League and you'll find 3 better centre-backs than the garbage we have now. Okay, mate. You go put your name in forward to be a centre-back for it and you do the job. Like, generally, go be my guy. Go do the job. We got Akin and Bernard, who've done really well at the last couple of things, the last couple of games. But I agree, I'm not a big fan of Valerie. Valerie got a mistake. He's more of an attacking manager. But to then go the garbage with what? Where are we getting these players? Because last time I checked, transfer window isn't open. So you're dealing with what you got. Granted, we all said we needed another centre-back and a striker before the window shut. It didn't happen. But I get people's frustrations with the centre-backs and stuff. But what I've noticed with our fan base, the whole point of backing our players doesn't seem to be a thing. Like, generally, it doesn't seem to be a thing that will allow... You can't back your players. Like, they're only human. They make mistakes. I make mistakes. But would you like it for someone to go to your workplace, say, you're absolute crap, go find another job? I don't see why footballers get a pass, why it's a pass on football. Same difference. I understand the frustration, but we played Burnley. They just come down from the Prem, and they've played really well. 2 mistakes, let them have the goals. But it is what it is, mate. But I don't think it's fair to call them garbage. Taking chips. Who's the manager? Not county manager. It's Williams. What's his name? Is it Luke Williams? Someone will tell me. I think it's Luke Williams. That's it, Luke Williams, that's it. Steak and chips, I'll be round in like an hour, maybe a bit longer. I like my medium rare, I don't mind our centre back. Would like Dom back in for Valerie. Yeah, I would like Dom back in for Valerie. I get your point, Robert, though. But I don't think it's fair to call him garbage because I think before the break, they didn't really put a foot wrong. It's the issue of when you're coming back from a break. It's the big issue when you come back from like an international break when you've been on a run, a good run to start, and Christ, if he goes to Sunday League, if he turns up at the wrong time, he'll be walking into Lee Gregory. Valerie isn't a centre back, only ever been an attacking right back, right wing back. You're right. Maybe he's been played in the wrong position, and that's the thing. You can tell he's an attacking right back and right wing back because like you said in the summer, John, he doesn't defend. He does not defend. He knows how to attack and get forward and get a cross in, but he just doesn't know how to defend. Where Marvin Johnson's actually managed in the past to show that he can defend. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one with that one because I understand what he's trying to do and how he's trying to build it up, but at the same time, no. But right, guys, I am going to call it there because I want to go get my dinner. I am starving tonight. We've got a live stream tomorrow. Watch along. So it's Swansea versus Wednesday. Watch along from 7:30 till the end. There will also be a review. Then Wednesday night, there'll be a debrief again. Thursday night, we'll have the roundup. And then on Friday night, we will have the review of the Pompey game. And then the following Monday night, we will then have another debrief for that game. But guys, I'm going to go get my dinner and get some my migraine tablet because it hurts like hell. Yeah, like right across there. But good luck tomorrow as well, John. Good luck to Sunderland fan that was in here as well. Have a good one, guys. Have a good evening, and I'll speak to you soon.